Hi, I'm Kelly with citruscycles.ca. I'm here with the Felt Versa E30, which is a step-through electric bike with the Bosch Performance MidDrive there. And as you can see, this is actually a true step-through. When we take a look here, Felt has done an interesting job of making it really accessible. If you have mobility issues, this is a great bike for you because it makes it really easy here. You can see to just step right through the frame. And the way they've managed to do that is by putting the battery on the rear rack here. And so you've got the Bosch MidDrive down here, the bottom, and then a really nice wide, low step through. So if you're looking for a bike that's really easy to get on and off, this is certainly one to consider. The other really great thing about this bike is the price. This is our most affordable Bosch e-bike, and really the Bosch e-bike drive system is one of the best on the market. It's an incredible system, really responsive, powerful. You can expect it to last a really long time. Great range from the battery. And this bike comes in at about $4,000. Now we only have it available in the large size, so if that's a size that would fit you, then shoot me an email or give us a call and we can actually set you up with a coupon code to bring that price even lower, so it makes it an incredible value. And despite it being a great value in terms of price, Felt still has put some really great components on here. So I'll step you through the bike and the features. Let's start with the Bosch MidDrive system if you're not familiar with it. As I mentioned, this is the performance line, and in North America that's 350 watts, and it's a very powerful motor, lots of torque, really great for hill climbing. Now, like all mid-drives, it's really efficient, and it uses your battery very efficiently, and it's ideal for climbing hills because, as you can see when we come over here, the motor is actually driving the chain, and so that means you can leverage your cassette on the back here. We've got 10 speeds with the Shimano Dior, and makes it really easy to climb any hill because the motor now is leveraging the cassette. So you get that up into one of your easiest gears, and the motor is turning the chain rather than the rear wheel, which means, like the transmission in a vehicle, you're leveraging that to make it a lot easier to climb up the hills. Well, we're down here. I'll also point out that they've put a nice integrated chain guard in here, and so this is the type of bike that you can get on and ride. It's the type of bike just to have around, and when you need to go somewhere, instead of taking your car, think about riding the bike. Part of that is because it's so easy to get on and off. Partly, I like like I said, you've got the chain guard here. You're not having to change your clothes or worry about getting dirty. And in fact, even if it's raining, you're not gonna have to worry about getting your clothes too dirty because we do have the integrated fenders here with mud flaps both on the rear and the front. And you can see we've got real nice coverage, quite low here on the fenders, and this mud flap here to catch any spray. So it's going to keep you quite clean from mud and dirt and that sort of thing. We also have the integrated rack here, and this is an interesting design here. The battery, of course, is really well protected by this very solid rack, and this rack is built into the frame. And that's really important to me. I've looked at a number of e-bikes that were designed with a rear rack battery, but then the battery is put on a rack that's attached to the frame afterwards, and it inevitably starts to rattle and gets loose, and I've seen a few of them break, whereas you can see Felt built it right into the frame here. This is going to be really sturdy. We don't expect any problems at all from that. So the battery is well protected. It's a very sturdy frame. And the great thing is you can still use it as a rack. So Felt's actually included this carry more adapter here, and in the bag of accessories you get with the bike, there are actually a bunch of bolts for attaching this. So you can see there's a little squeeze lever here that you push on, and what that's going to do, there's that red, right here, I'll show you there, red button. You push that, and now you can actually just slide this rack right off. It's a little bit hard to do while I hold the camera, but once this slides off, I'll just give it a try here. There we go, just to the back. You can see it's just a regular rack. We've got the spring-loaded here, and then you can hang panniers on here, and you've got the pannier blockers, so you're not going to get anything in your spokes while you're riding. Now, if you take a look at the bottom of this attachment here, the idea is that you can put your bolts through there, and say you put a basket or something like that on here and then tighten it up. And now if you decide, well, you know, I don't really need the basket today, then you can just slide the adapter right off the basket and still use your rack as a regular rack. And that's really convenient because it makes it really easy for getting things on and off. And the other nice thing about that is that you know that when you put your basket or whatever attachment you put on the Carry More adapter here, it's going to be really secure. You don't have to worry about it falling off. And yet, despite it being really secure, you can also very easily remove it or put it back on the rack. So slide that on, and now it's locked in. So that's really a really nice feature. Also, another nice little add-on that Felt has included is this ABUS cafe lock. And basically what this allows you to do, and again it's a little difficult to do with one hand, but you slide this little lever over here, and there we go. You can see that it's putting this lock mechanism right through the rear wheel. Now obviously you're not going to want to leave this somewhere for a long time unsupervised with just it locked like this, because somebody obviously can just pick up the bike and walk away with it. And it's actually a relatively lightweight bike as far as e-bikes go. But if you were just going somewhere like a cafe, as the name implies, where you'll keep your eye on the bike the whole time, then you just want a quick lock. This is kind of cool. Once you've locked that, then you can remove the key, and the same key is used to unlock or lock the battery. So that battery is always locked in there. And then to unlock it, I just put that back in, and there we go. Okay, and I should also mention, while we're back here, we can take a look down here. We've got the Magura hydraulic disc brakes, and I always look for good quality hydraulic disc brakes on an e-bike. That's important, even if you don't live somewhere where there's a lot of hills like I do. Got the built-in kickstand. It looks like a KS40 standard, so you can see that it's bolted right into the rear chainstay here, which is really nice. It's going to make it nice and secure. You're not going to have to worry about that getting loose in there. And it's an adjustable height stand. That's quite handy as well. On the back we do have reflector, light, and another reflector, just to make sure that you're really well seen. And again, it's nice because you're riding at night. You just maybe weren't planning on staying out past dark, but you've got the lights built in. You don't have to bring them along, and you can be super visible. Speaking of visibility, you can see on the rear wheel here and on the front wheel, we do have a reflective stripe. It goes all the way around, and these are very bright and makes it so that you're going to be seen from the side. And speaking of the tires, these are actually the Schwalbe Energizer series, and so these are e-bike specific with the Active Line K-Guard, so that not only is designed to withstand the faster speeds that e-bikes travel at, but it also has a really high level of puncture resistance. Now, for myself, where I live here in Ladysmith on Vancouver Island, we have a lot of blackberry bushes, and I was forever getting blackberry thorns in my tubes and causing me to have flats. So what I love about all the Felt bikes is that we do have the Presta Valve on the tubes here, but they are removable core Presta Valves. So you can take a tool, remove that, put some tire sealant in, for example I use Stan's, and then put that back up and inflate it, and now it's very unlikely you'll get a flat tire, because not only does the tire have the puncture resistance, but now your tube also has a sealant, so if you do somehow manage to get a blackberry thorn or a piece of glass or something like that, it'll seal up the tube, and so you can continue on your way. So that's a nice feature I always look for. These are the Alex rims, very nice combination of rims and tires, and up here on the front you can see we also have a Sun Tour NCX Lite suspension fork, and it does have a lockout on it. And that's handy to have. You know, it really can help soften up a ride, especially if you're riding somewhere where there's a lot of potholes, or you want to go on some light gravel trails. This bike is certainly capable of it. And we've got the front light, and handily there is also a reflector built in there as well. And some jurisdictions do require that you have a reflector at all times and a light at night, and so you've got those built into the bike. Coming up here to the Handlebars. Speaking of legal requirements, felt even includes a bell. Some jurisdictions you are required to have a bell. And beside that, you can see we do have a visual indicator for our Shimano 10-speed cassette, and we've got the trigger shifters here. Taking a look at these grips, they're really nice, very comfortable, a little bit squishy, which is nice, but still firm enough that they give you lots of control. I really like these grips. They're quite pleasant for riding. Got plugs here on the end with the little felt logo on them, and you could remove those on the other side if you wanted to throw in a mirror or something like that. The saddle is also a felt-specific saddle, and again, they've done a nice job thinking this bike through in terms of the target riders. It's not a narrow, hard type of saddle or seat that you would find on a mountain bike. It's actually fairly soft and very nice, soft material. Nice felt logo on there. Another decision that they made on the seat collar here is it's not a quick release. You can, of course, switch that out if you wanted a quick release, but their idea is to keep your seat secure in the city. They're going to make that so that you do need a tool to remove the seat post. Coming back up to the Bosch drive system, which I started out describing and didn't finish. The Bosch system is unique in terms of mid-drives in that it's really one of the most responsive. And part of that is that they actually have a built-in torque sensor. So that senses how hard you're pedaling. You can see on the rear wheel here we have a magnet and a magnet sensor inside the chainstay right there. And so it also senses how fast the bike is moving, and it also has a cadence sensor to sense how hard you are or how quickly you're pedaling. It calculates each of those three things 1,000 times per second and uses that to determine how much power it should give you. So the way I explain it to people is it's basically reading your mind. So when you power on the system and you use the control here to go plus to the eco level, or you can also use the plus here to go to the eco level, that knows how much power you want, how much power you're putting in, and matches that at 50%. Most people are going to ride on the Tour, which gives you a lot more power. Sport, of course, gives you even more, and Turbo gives you lots and lots of power. And there's also, beside the indicator here telling you your current level of assist, this little meter will show you how much power the bike is currently providing to you. So that's kind of neat to see. We've got the battery indicator here telling you how much battery is left, your current speed, and down here we have various information that you can change by using the I button, either on the display here or over on the remote control. So you can see right now I've got the trip distance. I press that again, I can get the clock. I can get my current maximum speed, the average speed for this ride, the amount of time that I've actually been moving the bike for. And this one is really useful. This is the range, and this is calculated dynamically based on the last couple of miles that you've ridden. And so if you go up, a lot of steep hills, it's going and to project that if you continue that way, that you will get less range than if you are in a relatively flat section. So right now, it's telling me that on the eco setting, I can expect about a 94 kilometer range. And that is in line with my experiences with this particular bike, depending on the conditions. You could probably get up to 120 kilometers on eco. On Tour, it suggests 48. I think it'll probably be closer to 50 or 60 again, depending on the conditions. The last 1.5 miles I rode with this bike was up some hills, and so it's suggesting that based on if I continue up a lot of hills like that, the range is going to be less, 48 kilometers. If I move up to Sport, which is much more assistance, then we're down to 40. And if you go to the highest level of assistance, which really you're going to mostly generally want to just use on hills, you're looking at 33 kilometers, which is still, really excellent range. And that's the great thing about the Bosch system, is that you can go out for a ride and you're not going to be worried, am I going to make it home? Because you can cycle through here, see how far you've come, know how far you have left on the battery and how far you have to get home, and you can adjust your level of assist to make sure that you can make it. So that's a really nice feature that I like about the Bosch system. In addition to it being very responsive, a lot of power, but always feeling natural because it's driving the chain rather than the wheel. So that's the Felt Versa E30. It's a really nice step-through frame. It's got the Bosch MidDrive. It's super affordable, and yet, despite being affordable, you get the rack, a sturdy rack. You get the integrated lights. And the lights, by the way, you can turn on from the control panel here. Just press the light button. You can see it says lights on. It shows you a little indicator that your lights are on there. The great thing about having the lights built into the battery, and you can see it's actually quite bright even in the sunlight, the lights are running off of your main battery, and so that's awesome because you don't have to worry about charging up the lights or replacing the battery in them or leaving them on, because after a while the bike will time out if I'm not riding it, and it'll shut itself down, and in doing so it'll shut off the lights. So that's a really handy feature as well. So we've got the great rack, we've got fenders integrated, we've got a lock integrated, we've got 10 speeds, we've got the hydraulic disc brakes, we've got e-bike specific tires and rims, and really a nice front shock, a very well put together but very affordable bike. So if you'd like to try this bike out, or you have questions about it, feel free to call or email, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have, let you take it out for a spin. If this isn't the type of bike you're looking for, we got lots of other options on our website, including fat bikes, cargo bikes, and mountain bikes. So head on over to citruscycles.ca and or give us a call, send us an email. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about e-bikes.